Thank you, Jan, and welcome to everyone this morning. It's great to have the Senator open the session today and really validate why we are all here, to really recognize the important challenges that we have, but also the important role that agricultural communications will play in helping meet those challenges. So I do really appreciate the Senator being here and providing that validation of the day. Pioneer's been proud to not only have a long history with the University of Illinois, but also to be part of the Agricultural Communication Initiative. In fact, I think we've been working with the University of Illinois for about 6 or 8 months now in preparation for today. And as we did that, I was always thinking that this was an agricultural communication symposium. But today I found out it's an agriculture communication symposium and gala. I was planning to return to Des Moines at the end of today, but maybe I should find out what this evening's gala is all about. So that's an interesting combination, but also another great indication of why this is such an important day. As I said, I will be returning to Des Moines this evening. What Jan did not say is that I grew up in Illinois. Okay? I grew up in northern Illinois. My parents are still there, so hopefully that gives me another, not only connection to the University of Illinois, but another reason to be here today as part of the symposium. So thank you very much. And thank you very much for attending today, both here in person on campus, as well as everyone that's on the webcast. I think we're in store for a very exciting and productive day. Again, Dean, thank you very much for the kind introduction, and I also want to thank Dean Hauser and the University of Illinois for hosting this very important event. Because, as you all know, we live in very dynamic times. Just last year, the global population reached 7 billion, and we know that by the year 2050, the globe will have more than 9 billion people. That means roughly 140,000 people, a city the size of Champaign-Urbana, will be added to the global population every day for the next 39 years. Every day for the next 39 years. That's amazing. And I think that demonstrates the challenge that we have in front of us. Just like you and me, each of these 2 billion people will want nutritious food and the ability to improve their livelihoods. For instance, in the Philippines, that might mean driving a motorcycle instead of walking. Fortunately, at the same time, we are witnessing an explosion of new technology and innovation. Within the food sector alone, we are driving innovation in productivity, packaging, safety, and across all of the supply chain to truly create a holistic approach to how we do feed the world. So the challenge is to all of us to think about how we bring it all together and to think about the role communications plays in this challenge. I'm excited to be here with you today. We have a big task ahead of us. In our careers, and starting today, we must address many of the barriers that lead to global hunger. We can't solve global food security by ourselves. Farmers, scientists, academics, communicators, accountants, truck drivers, lawyers, entrepreneurs, and many more must understand their unique role in ending hunger. We have a vested interest in seeing this through, and your role as communicators is vital. Access to facts, open dialogue, collaboration, knowledge sharing, change. All of this depends on clear communications. Yes, words are powerful, and in today's digital age, words can literally start a revolution. And I think we've seen that over the last year with a lot of the visibility and activity in the Middle East and the Mediterranean basin. This morning, I'd like to discuss some of the distinct challenges faced by communicators in agriculture, because as many of you understand, nothing is more personal than food. We see three challenges for communicators. First, we need to build trust and understanding between those who grow our food and those who eat it. Second, we need to invite those outside of the ag industry to join us. And third, we should use all communication tools available to engage stakeholders, from village farmers to IT professionals, from homemakers to policymakers, and from young entrepreneurs to presidential candidates. The first challenge will be perhaps requiring the most attention. That is bridging the gap between the people who grow food and those who eat it. Food, while a universal need, is also very deeply personal. With increased access to information, we encourage everyone to take more interest in learning about farming and agriculture. The majority of the world's population lives in cities far away from the family farm, and that trend will only continue on into the future. This can make it difficult to access and address misinformation. As communicators, our immediate challenge is to invite open dialogue, build trust, and demonstrate our common goal is to end hunger. Think about it. As Americans, we enjoy going to the local grocery store and carefully selecting our meals. We want the option to buy foods that we like, be that organic or not, from the big box store or from a local farmer's market. However, to feed 9 billion people, men, women, and children throughout the globe, the question isn't, do they want to eat a red delicious apple or an organic red delicious apple? The real question is, will they eat at all? Ensuring we get nutritious food to all people should be the top headline today, the story that we all must tell. We can start by engaging young people, most of whom are growing up far away from where food is produced. I'm proud that Pioneer works with teachers and students, kindergarten through college, to build understanding and excitement about agriculture, science, and food. And we will seek additional partners around the globe to address building the will and the skill for the next generation to tackle this challenge. We have important ongoing collaborations, for instance, with the 4-H, announced last fall, as well as partnerships with FFA, the American Seed Trade Association, the United Soybean Board, and many others to encourage youth to pursue careers in science and in agriculture. In focusing our message and reaching out to new audiences, we open the door to telling the story about feeding the world. The second challenge, we need to invite those outside of the ag industry to join us. We must encourage collaboration across viewpoints and across industries. No one company, government, NGO, or foundation can solve this alone. It will take all of us working together, creating new collaborations. Pioneer scientists are working closely with the International Rice Institute in Los Baños, Philippines, to boost rice yields. These rice hybrids could prevent tight supply and higher prices in an area of the world that relies upon and depends upon rice as a staple food. In Kenya, we are collaborating with USAID, the Gates Foundation, the International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center, and others to improve maize harvest by 30 to 50% with new varieties that need less fertilizer. These collaborations will bring new solutions to farming families whose livelihoods depend on the yields they get from this year's crop. However, we need to reach beyond our industry and build collaborations outside with people who did not grow up on the farm and with organizations that do not produce food. These collaborations are necessary to feeding the world because they could produce the much needed innovation that we require, like the next mobile technology, microfinancing, or a small business hub. At the end of the day, people need food. Hunger is the world's #1 health risk, and 925 million people do not have enough to eat. I can't imagine a more compelling cause for collaboration. The final communication challenge I will highlight is especially important for the young people in this room to tackle. As a tech-savvy generation has grown up with the internet, social media, and an arsenal of mobile devices, you must bring new technology and communication platforms into the field. Just as there is a hunger for food, there is also a hunger for knowledge. When I was in Kenya recently, I was struck by how many smallholder farmers have access to cell phones, but not the technology necessary to feed their families. We see the value of technology in food production as twofold. First, access to high-quality seed, inputs, and equipment that are necessary for farming. And second, adoption of innovative communication tools that make sharing real-time information possible, no matter where you live. So in addition to investing in product innovation, Pioneer has also invested in how we communicate, both in the field and off the farm. Today, you can visit our Pioneer mobile site for in-the-field local news and crop management information. Farmers can follow our agronomists on Twitter for local agronomic advice. And our sales reps use Pioneer-developed mapping technology, fit mapping, to help farmers manage their operations. Just having access to high-performing seeds doesn't automatically result in high yields. Farmers must also have access to the latest knowledge and farming practices. The most successful farms rely on communications. These are big challenges ahead: ensuring farm productivity, food safety, and accessibility. And we have to make sure that we, the communicators, are helping to build trust and drive action. I'm excited about what you will hear today. We have voices that have been in the food space for a long time, like Wall Street Journal reporter and author Scott Kilman, and young creative minds like Rican Gandhi of Digital Green. Rican, where are you? There, stand up. Thanks for joining us. Listen today and consider your role in this challenge. We are counting on you and others. In fact, if you are on Twitter, you can use the event's hashtag #poundagcomm.event to share what you hear. I want to thank the University of Illinois, again, for creating and sponsoring today's event. Thanks to all of you for the planning to ensure that we continue to dialogue about food and global hunger. Those of us in the room and those listening on the live web stream have the ability to end hunger forever. I truly do believe that. And so should all of you. And I think you do as well. Now, let's take action. Thank you very much. Have a productive day. Thank you.